Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any questions, you can reach us at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Well, hey, everybody, this is Attilio, and this is the art part of the show. What does art stand for, Adrienne?
Attilio's Random Thoughts.
All right, these are anything but random thoughts because these are the things I think about for the last 7 days, and I bring them to our listeners. And typically the topic is about something that if you executed on in your life that you could use in your life, doesn't cost you anything. If you just did it, you'd be a better version of you and be a better version for the people around you. So what I want to talk about this week is, about feedback. I want to talk about feedback. In fact, go to our website. We just got a 1-star review. Mm-hmm. We got a 1-star review. I think, what's his name? Beyonce?
I don't know.
Or something like that.
It's some kind of weird French name.
Yeah, no, it's not a weird. It is a French name.
It's a French name.
It's weird to us because we're Americans, but
yes.
Interesting. And feedback is always a gift, and we would not be true in saying that if we're like, oh, just look at all our 5-star reviews because we're cool. No, Abraham Lincoln said. Can you remember the quote that I just mentioned like 10 minutes ago?
That you cannot please all of the people all of the time, but you can please some of the people some of the time.
Yeah, that's it. It's you're delusional to think that every human being and personal or business wise that you have an interaction with is just going to give you a 5-star on their interaction with you. They're just going to be people that you just are going to rub them the wrong way. They're not for you. Tilio's not for everybody. Adrienne's not for everybody. You are not for everybody.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. And it's all about their experience of you. It's not necessarily who you are, but maybe their experience of you. And so that would be the tip that I would give you for feedback is that we learned this, and we probably spent, I don't know, $15,000, $20,000 in personal goals training to get this one sentence I'm about to share with you. When giving feedback, you're going to start with this. My experience of you is, and then fill in the blank.
Because it's like their experience of how you're coming across to them. It's not like how you are. It's just how they're experiencing you.
Well, and that's it. When you say that, you're talking about the experience, and you're not talking about them as a person, because immediately, if you think about it, no matter how kind the feedback is, the mind immediately goes into defensive mode. Mm-hmm. And you've got to, as the person receiving that feedback, you've got to be able to hear that feedback is coming your way and avoid dysregulation. And dysregulation is what? Where
you go into that fight or flight kind of mode and you're just like, you're not listening.
Flight or fawn.
Yes.
Flight, fight, or fawn. And you want to avoid that because then it doesn't matter if the feedback is spot on, if it's being delivered in a kind way, if it's being articulated, you're just not receiving that information. So one of the things I recommend, especially in cultures or families or church organizations, any kind of human organizations with more than 2 people, more than one person, is that create the ground rules for feedback. So here at Team Lally, we have a three-step ground rules for giving feedback. What is it, Adrienne?
Go straight to the source.
Yeah.
Assume positive intent. Yeah. And come from curiosity.
And I want to add something to number 2 because we learned this from Mia. Mia is running a coaching program, a boot camp for our agents right now that we're going through for the next 6 weeks. Yes, in the middle of the holidays, we're doing this, and it's with Mia, and she says, be generous in your assumption, because no one, Adrienne, do you think, in fact, it was an interesting interaction. So I'm in Kapolei, coming down Kapolei Parkway, Kamakila Boulevard, mm-hmm. and I'm coming down Kapolei Parkway right past McDonald's, get Costco. For those of you who live out here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Costco's on the left, McDonald's is on the right, and then as you progress further in a westerly direction, then there's Home Depot. Mm-hmm. Well, I was coming to take the left all the way. I was in the all the way left lane to go into the left lane to go into James Campbell. And this lady comes out from the Home Depot parking lot. She drives all the way across all the lanes, doesn't see me. And she's like, literally, this morning, within 2 or 3 feet of either she's pulling in front of me and I'm going to hit her, or she's not going to stop and just completely take the front end of my car out. So one of the things that I did, and I don't like to do it, it's like it's in our DNA to not do it in Hawaii. And if you do it, it's considered like kind of rude. What is it?
Honking the horn.
In that situation, I needed to
yes.
communicate to her, because I'm totally in her blind spot, that I'm right there. And if I didn't honk this horn, she would have torn off the front end of my car, because I had already stopped. But unless I'm like, God, Bruce Lee Jedi reaction speed, I would have to throw that thing into reverse to move out of her way. So I leaned on the horn, and then she stopped. And then I just continued. I just eased around her, went into the left lane. She, and by the way, it's a female. By the way, I don't think I would have this interaction from a male. Sorry, guys. Your testosterone sometimes, and just being all like super pissed off and toxic masculinity, sometimes it gets triggered so easily, because not because of you, but because of our social programming, is that she rolled the window down. Now, when you have that kind of interaction and somebody pulls up next to you, and she didn't pull up next to me, just that's where she ended up, in the other turn lane. She rolls her window down. What do you start thinking?
That maybe she apologized. Like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to,
because that's generous assumption.
Yes.
And if you don't have it, you'll be like, oh, let go, let's go, right in the intersection. That's what the toxic masculinity or the ego, or male or female, you guys do it all the same. She rolled her window down and she's like waving at me, like, and I could see her mouthing the words. What words do you think she's mouthing?
I didn't see you.
I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I rolled my window down. I'm like, don't worry about it. I'm local. I don't like honk the horn, but I needed to know where I was at. I'm so sorry. I didn't even see you. I said, don't worry about it. And she smiled. I smiled. And that was the interaction that I had with this lady, because it was just feedback. It was not positive, negative, or it most likely it was just neutral. It's just, I was communicating to her, don't run into my car. Not, holy moly, what the heck do you think you're doing? And you're a terrible driver.
There's no road rage here.
No road rage.
No. But like,
now think about that in your life. Think about that in your life when you come to a crossroads of a situation like that, and do a rewind. How did you respond or react in that situation? Did you just see it as feedback? Did you have a generous assumption of that person's behavior? And did you exude grace in that particular situation? And can you do better? Now, I'm guilty of it too, flipping out and all of that, especially in my younger days. But as we grow older and wiser,
we can do better.
We know that we have an opportunity to not let our emotions dictate our behavior. And then we take a deep breath and relax and take it easy. So as we go into the holidays, as we are known for more and more stress, because we got to go see all the family that we love, and then we got to go see the same family in the same room that we don't love, and we mix them all up, get some couple Heinekens in there, and eating, relaxing, and then all that stuff all throughout the year comes up in discussions. And so my request to you guys this year is just go to directly with people to clear the air, assume positive intent, come from curiosity, and do not have your party ended with HBD showing up, okay? Instead, well, unless they put your relatives and they're coming to the party, that's the only way you should have HBD come to your party. So this holiday season, please chill, relax. Everybody under stress. We can't control other people, but we can control ourselves, and we can just chill, relax. Peace be with you.
All right. Well, as we are awaiting some experts we trust,
yes.
we do have some new.
Oh, I gotta get my glasses.
Yeah, we got some new homes.
They're not like brand new homes, but they're homes that are what? Or
They're
are
like,
they brand new?
Well, like they're.
What do you mean by new homes?
They're new to the market.
They're new listings. They're not brand new homes. They're new
listings.
New
listings.
And so, I'm going to read this description here. Discover a rare opportunity to live in the true waterfront luxury of
5949 Kalanianiole Highway.
Kalanianaole Highway
in Honolulu.
This is a gated community.
Hawaii Kai.
By the way, this thing is right next to one old fish pond.
Ancient
fish pond.
Ancient Hawaiian
offered
fish pond.
Just for you listeners out there, $4,999,000. The private gated residence blends refined living with serene natural beauty, offering a peaceful hideaway alongside the protected Hawaiian waters and wildlife. So it's an ancient Hawaiian fishing pond that goes into a lagoon that goes into the ocean. So you can literally, this thing's got a mini dock. By the way, go and watch my speed tour and tell me if you see the little magical surprise thing I did for you right at the end. just go onto any of our social media and look for that speed tour.
This home is all on one level,
Yeah.
4,400 square feet interior, 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bath. It has very high, dramatic, soaring ceilings and lots of natural lights.
Yeah, designer chef's kitchen with water views, private dock for kayaking, paddleboarding, cannonballs, or fishing. Borders the Kanewai Fish Pond and the Paiko Lagoon Wildlife Sanctuary. What that means in plain English, nobody can mess with it. It's going to stay like that in perpetuity. Tranquil setting with native Hawaiian birds and lush surroundings. And it's pretty neat because this is on the Hawaii on the east side. You would think, like literally when you come into this property, you feel like you're in the middle of like Kaneohe or somewhere in some like nature preserve or Manoa Valley.
Very private.
But
so
right
speaking of private, it's an exclusive private gated community.
Yeah.
So you've got a gated entry.
All right. What's the next one?
This one is in Ewa Beach in Hawakale. It's going to be listed at listed at 1350. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2,072 square feet.
This is a corner lot, golf course, and mountain views. 26 owned solar panels. You know, every day you come home, they're like, we're owned with those solar panels. I'll tell you what's unique about this property is that I think, in my opinion, it's one of the lowest priced golf course properties in a gated community inside of a beach in Hawakale. Keep going. Tell them some more.
Built in 2016. It has a 2-car garage, fully fenced and landscaped. And again, we talked about it already being in a gated community. So.
Yeah, and there's some lifestyle perks.
Yes, it's access to the Waikahale Lagoon for paddleboarding and
now,
water
remember,
fun.
this is not the big general lagoon.
It's the private.
It's one private lagoon.
Yes.
And resort-style amenities, walking past parks and community pool near Hawakale Country Club golf course. We're probably gonna be having an open house. The thing that we noticed from the agent when they Laura, who went to go take a look at it, is these people are very meticulous with how they've taken care of their home. Pride of ownership is evident. I think if you get into escrow with these people and do a home inspection, I'll be surprised if anything much comes up on that home inspection. Speaking of things that are coming up, we have upcoming events.
We do.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. So we are going to be doing a cross collaboration with Impact Wealth as well as Kohana Homes, and it's a wealth building event. All right, so you can go to our website teamlally.com/unlock-wealth. You could probably find it under the resource tab as well, but go there to RSVP. You're going to learn about some very creative and unique strategies for wealth building and unlocking equity.
Unlocking equity in your personal residence or investment properties?
All of the above.
All of the above. Okay. So can you give a little bit of hint, or we're just going to leave them wanting more?
No, leave them wanting more.
Okay.
You guys, if you're regular listeners, we've had Kohana Homes on as a guest. We've had Kyle from Impact Wealth on as a guest.
Yeah.
So we're going to be going into more depth on these strategies that, I think are super important in the wealth building, part of your life. Okay?
All right. So do you want to take a break and then come back with our guests, or you want to talk about more events?
What
would you like to do, Adrienne?
I want to talk about these events, and then we will take a break.
All right. So
we got 2 more events.
We got our Pie Day event. What kind of pie?
Pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie. Free pumpkin pie. This is going to be November 25th. Between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. This is going to be at our office, 2116 Low Willie Street. That's 106F as in Frank. By the way, I'm going to give you the local kind directions. The local kind directions are these. If you don't know where Costco is in Kapolei, then you don't live on Oahu.
I think it's the best Costco on Oahu, in my opinion.
Anyway,
we've been to all the Costcos.
You got the Costco in Kapolei. If you go behind the Costco in Kapolei, that's James Campbell Industrial Park. There's also the Kapolei Fire Station. If you go down that road past the Kapolei Fire Station, we are located in that Spectrum complex, and you'll see the signs for the VIP pie pickup. But basically, we're going to have a little pie party. You can RSVP by going to
teamlally.com/pie.
Yeah, just go to our site.
We are going to be, we are fundraising and supporting the Laulima Giving Project.
Yeah.
Especially right now with the government shutdown. Like, there's a lot of people that are in need, and their requests are new unwrapped toys.
Yes.
Retail gift cards. And you could also just write a check to the Laulima Giving projects.
Or you can bring unwrapped $100 bills. The point being, here's what we've learned about nonprofits. What is the most valuable donation for them that has the most effective use?
Money. Yeah.
So bring the checks. As you know, with the government shutdowns, with the freeze on the SNAP benefits, I think I was talking with somebody from the SNAP office. Do not quote me on this, but my understanding is that the governor has to dip into emergency funds. So I think in this month
they are getting a little bit, but not nearly as much.
Specifically, they're getting $250. And if you're a family out there, and $250 isn't going to go very far for groceries and toys and Thanksgiving dinners and just basic necessities. So it's time for us to lean into us as Hawaii people, as a giving culture, as the aloha state, and really show the aloha, especially this holiday season. Come to our pie event, get a free pie, and please bring whatever you can. These are going to be distributed to the Laulima Giving Project. And Adrienne, these families that are in this project, what's unique about these families within this that this nonprofit supports?
Well, they are the families that are like
stuck in the gap.
Yeah, they're just in between. So they make too much money to really qualify for aid,
social services and
social services, but like they are struggling, paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
And this program with the Laulima Giving Program is like makes a huge difference, especially around the holidays.
Yeah.
And people are struggling. Let's bring in whatever we can, our support. And we'll see you guys at the pie party.
Yeah, some other exciting things we're going to have at the pie party. One of those like 360 things where you stand in the middle.
The video, and the photo booth. Karaoke, food, pupus. Yeah, it'll be fun. Fun.
Come socialize with us, hang out, and show your aloha spirit.
And lastly, November 29th, this free event in Ewa Beach.
Yeah.
Put on by Brave Hawaii.
Yeah. 10
a.m. till 2 p.m. at the West Oahu Veterans Center.
The programs, you guys wonder, what is Brave about? This is, it's Augie Toba's daughter, and she is running this
Mahea.
Yes. She's been doing this for a long time. Really, really, what an inspiring young adult that's out there in the community, helping in school programs with anti-bullying, inclusion, and just really helping build the kids' self-worth nowadays, because they're just getting hammered with social media and all these phones. And
so it's fun for the whole family. It's going to be Western themed, mechanical bull riding. There's going to be
food booths, musicians,
line dancing lessons.
Yep.
It'll be fun. So please come out, whether you're in Ewa Beach or somewhere else. Come on
down.
So
if you go out to Iroquois Point or the Kapalina Homes neighborhood, this is going to be the area that is right before you got to go show your registration and license by the guard shack to the right. And again, that time is going to be 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. November 29th, West Oahu Veterans Center, 501 Iroquois Avenue out there in Ewa Beach. What tents should they come and see specifically?
Oh, Team Lally will be there, and we're going to have some fun hats and Western kind of stuff.
So we're going to have some wheel spin. We're going to give away prizes. We're also giving away a stay in where?
In Las Vegas.
Why are we giving? What? That's crazy. Yes. Who approved that? Oh, I guess we did.
Yeah.
So how many nights? How many nights?
I think it's 3 nights.
3 nights Vegas. In our condo that Adrienne and I stay at. We got 2 of them to choose from. They got a sphere view and a mountain view. We are giving away a couple nights stay in these condos that we personally stayed at, and got them all bougie and nice with extra stuff. And so come to our booth to be entered in to win for that. We're going to have wheel spins. And you know what? For the keiki or the keiki inside you, we're going to have cowboy hats, glasses, and what is it, like a neckerchief thing?
Yes.
Yeah. So in case you wanted to look like on Cowboy or go rob a bank, we're going to get you all set up.
All right. Well, actually, we do have enough time to bring Danny on with his mortgage tip of the week.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can bring Danny on to talk about the mortgage tip of the week before our break.
Yeah. So Danny is with DHA
Financial.
Yeah. Hi, Danny. What you got for us this week?
Hi, Danny. Hey, guys. So this week, what I have is kind of a tip of the week is when you're getting pre-approved for a loan, be just upfront and honest with everything before you start that loan process. So that way you're able to give the loan officer or whoever you're working with all the information that they're going to need if there's anything that arrives that they can work on fixing it too, rather than thinking, okay, if I've got a bankruptcy, maybe they won't find out. You know, I've been divorced in the past. Maybe they won't find out, because chances are we're going to find out, and it cuts back on expenses, on time, and everything like that. So be honest and upfront, right up front in the beginning of the entire loan process. That's a great tip,
because no one really likes those kind of surprises,
Yeah.
right? And then, like, next thing you know, you're not really approved for that amount that you thought you'd be approved for.
Yeah, because you don't want to make Danny like Grinch, where he's just, or like Santa Claus, where, see, you get on the nice list if you do all your paperwork up front. If you don't get all your paperwork up front, you're on the naughty list. And the worst thing is having your kids run around a house and they're all picking out the rooms, and then you got to go back to them and say, oh, we're not qualified for that house. We're not going to get that house. So do the work up front so that you can help your family achieve their dreams. Is that a good tip, Danny?
Just be honest.
Yeah.
Be honest.
Yep.
Danny will not judge you.
Yeah.
He will not judge you.
Yeah.
He just wants to help.
Yeah. All right, Danny.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Danny.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Danny.
So that's Danny with DHA Financial. He is an expert we trust. You can find out more about him and his team on the resource tab of teamlally.com.
By the way, there are a ton of resources. We vetted these people out, especially on the experts we trust. If you're a realtor out there and you're not sure who to partner up with, just go to our experts we trust page. We've done the research, and just because they're on there doesn't mean they stay there forever. We're constantly taking a look at how their customer service experience is, and they got to maintain the high standards that we do at Team Lally.
All right, we are going to take a break, but stay with us. When we come back, we'll be talking with the author and adventurer, Nick Krautter, the mind behind the Golden Handoff. He's joining us to share insights on building meaningful professional relationships and living with purpose.
Yeah.
So stay with us.
That was my line.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Hey, you know someone that moved to the mainland but left the rental property behind? So Amber wanted to create a new investment opportunities on the mainland, but she had to sell her island rental first. So she reached out to our good friends Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Handling the business virtually with Amber, Adrienne and Attilio came prepared with multiple 5-star selling strategies, including adjusting Amber's selling price expectations, and the home sold in days. If you're in the market to sell your home and you want a team that will make you the most money with the least amount of drama, you can trust our good friends Adrienne and Attilio of Team Lally. Give them a call today, 808-799-9596. That's 808-799-9596. They're trusted. You see the signs all over in my community. Visit teamlally.com today. That's teamlally.com today.
The only real estate team I trust right here in Honolulu is Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Now, thanks for joining me today. What's the number one reason homes don't sell on time?
Sean, sellers are in denial. They are stuck in the previous market and not pricing their homes properly.
How do you solve that problem?
We have a 12-step program. The first step is to have a smart pricing strategy. We follow the 10-10-0 rule. 10 showings, no offers, we have to adjust. 10 days on the market, no showings, another adjustment. For the other 11 steps, give us a call.
Great update. Thank you for keeping us informed. Put the most experience and the best marketing to work for you. Call Team Lally now at 799-9596 or online at teamlally.com. That's teamlally.com. And you can start packing.
In today's fast-changing real estate market, you need access to the right information to make smart choices. I invest in real estate all over the country, and I rely on smart agents who know their local market inside and out. In Honolulu, I work with Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi. Adrienne, Attilio, and their team sell a home every 72 hours and have over 750 5-star reviews. Go to teamlally.com and find out in just seconds what your home is really worth.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program. We'll buy it. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm still Attilio.
And if you have any questions, you can reach us at 799-9596 or on the web at teamlally.com.
Well, hey, everybody. We got Amphay on the line. Amphay on the line is a attorney that helps with financial
And
estate planning, and he's the guy that puts together the trusts. Those are important. So, hey,
before we bring our guest on, we'll just get a real quick tip from Amphay.
Yeah.
Aloha, Amphay. What do you have for us this week?
Hi, Amphay. Are you there?
No, I'm not. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Hey, let me.
What you got for us this week, Amphay?
Oh, wow.
Go ahead.
That's a big picture.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. What you got for us this week?
I don't have any hints for any, with regards to estate planning, other than to get it done. So,
yeah,
really, that's really
and
it.
what So, but here's Amphay. Here's something we've learned. You got to tell people things at least 7 times before it sticks. So it doesn't matter.
Tell our listeners again.
Tell us again. Why is it important for people to put together a trust?
If you don't do your plan, the state of Hawaii is going to do it for you. Period. And that goes for every single one of us. Yeah. So if you have a property, it's not in a trust, you haven't done your estate planning, that property, when you pass away, will go through probate. And
what is probate? What does that mean, Amphay?
Probate is a court proceeding where now the courts will appoint somebody to handle your things when you pass away. Okay? And there's so much drawbacks, to probate. And I collect stories here in the work that I do, and they're not good stories. So what I say with stories, what I mean is when families come here and don't do their planning, now we have to deal with, all the fallbacks and the consequences of that, and so unnecessary, so.
Right. Right now, Amphay, we're dealing with a family where there was no trust created for 2 properties.
No will,
no nothing. And what's happened is the main property is facing foreclosure right now because the family just couldn't keep up with the payments as a second home. And then the other property was halfway through some kind of remodel job. So they don't have the money for that. Luckily, there's no mortgage, but they're barely keeping up with the maintenance fees on that. And so they possibly could be losing that property.
And the legal bills are just climbing. I think they're over $10,000.
Yeah, over $10,000.
And climbing.
So because of no trust, no will, Dad thought he was, doing right by the family by accumulating the wealth. But, death isn't something that anybody plans for, but we can plan for what happens after our death. And that's where the trust comes in. Where are you... what does that look like if somebody, how do you answer this question? People think that only wealthy people get trusts. Is that true? Like multi-millionaires?
I would actually argue the opposite. I think, again, I'm a little biased just because of the work that I do, of course, but every single person should do some form of planning. Is just what it is. And, more specifically, when you look at properties, right, we work so hard, to get a home, for our families and then leave it to our loved ones when we're no longer here. I just spoke with a family today and, Dad had passed away in 2009 and they're still in probate. And I go, it's 16 years in the making.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, what's happening? It's just, I shouldn't use the word unbelievable.
It's unneeded.
But 16 years in probate. And
well, it's believable because it happened, and unfortunately, the challenge that the families have is they're dealing with the emotional loss, plus having to deal with all the financial decisions to make. And I will tell you, folks, if you don't put this trust in place, we've dealt with hundreds of families. We're in the situation where we're selling the real estate, which is most likely the largest asset in the estate, and it's always a mess. I very rarely come across families, no matter how amiable, no matter how kind they are, is that when it comes down to these things and they got to kind of make the decisions between each other, it's never like a good feeling. It's never like, there's always tension with these families and we have to mediate. I mean, we eventually get the job done, but I will tell you people right now, my number 1 tip for you right now for the holidays, because we're thinking about family, is book an appointment with Amphay.
Yeah.
Amphay, what number should they call if they want to book an appointment with you?
So they can call me directly. So my direct line is 808-218-9301. And of course, when you call, you're going to be speaking with me. I'll be more than happy to, set up a time to really find out, what your needs are and how best I can help you.
What if I'm on Maui? Can you help me?
Oh, you said last week I was on Maui 3 days. So I actually
there you go. What if I'm on the Big Island? Can you help me?
I make it a point to go to
all over the state,
to the islands once a month.
Yeah.
So
yeah. What's great about you is it doesn't matter. You are licensed to practice this type of law anywhere in the state of Hawaii. And you can go either in person to go visit with them. You can do on Zoom. You can do a phone call. You can meet them where they're at, where they're most comfortable. And I think a lot of times with people in this category with a lot of assets, there's not a lot of technology. So you can still, what I like about you is you still visit with them and create that personal touch.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Amphay, for your estate planning tip of the week.
Hey, where are you guys? I love your background.
Our new studio.
We're in our new studio right here, and so this is where we'll be coming to you. But thank you for being on the show.
Hello.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll have another. We'll see you again next week.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you, Adrienne. Thank you, Attilio.
Thanks, Amphy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So on to our guest. Our guest today is a dynamic storyteller, adventurer, and lifelong learner with a passion for personal growth and helping others succeed. Based in the beautiful Pacific Northwest, he's known for his curiosity, love of reading and writing, and fun fact, he once lived on a sailboat, proving he's never afraid to chart his own course in life.
And then he crash landed this boat on this island, and they called him Gulliver. No, I'm just kidding. He is the author of The Golden Handoff, a practical, inspiring guide built on real-world experience, meaningful relationships. Outside of writing, he enjoys golf, exploring new food, travel experiences, and embracing each day with a genuine enthusiasm. Please welcome our guest, Nick Krautter.
All right, Nick, welcome. Welcome to the Team Lally radio show.
Yeah.
Thank you for being our guest.
Yeah.
Again, actually, we should say welcome back because it's been a couple of years.
Yeah, excited to be here again.
Yes.
And
we're coming to you from the broom closet at our office. No,
it has. Yeah, it's great to see you guys.
Nick, we got that intro in there. You're an author,
an adventurer, a sailboat liver.
Do you hang out with Richard Branson?
Yeah.
So
I wish I did. He seems like a fun guy.
No, so you're living the life of Riley, as we say. So we got questions. What's one of the questions we got for Nick today?
So what was your inspiration? So we first came across you and met you because you're the author of The Golden Handoff.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration and the story behind putting that book together?
Yeah.
Well, it was a little bit of hubris, and it was like I thought it would be really easy to write a book, and it turns out it's pretty hard. It took about 3 years off and on, 6 rounds of editing. Yeah. What inspired me to write it was a book I needed. Mm-hmm. I was buying businesses from agents who were leaving the business and retiring, and I reached out to everyone in the real estate group I was at for the time, 800 offices, to say, has anyone written a book about this or know anything about this that could help me out? And unfortunately, there wasn't a book on how to help someone buy or sell a real estate business. And I had already bought about 3 businesses. We had onboarded about 1,000 clients, and all of these people that I was reaching out to try to learn more about how to better help clients and other agents encouraged me to write the book. Yeah. And so that was why I ended up writing The Golden Handoff. And I'm really glad I saw it through. There was a lot of times I wanted to quit because I was running a real estate team at the time and very busy. But I'm glad I saw it through and that it's out there for everyone now.
I was thinking if I was like your PR guy or your promoter manager guy, I would have you do a book launch at a movie theater, and then you would show that James Bond movie called Goldfinger.
That's so weird, Attilio.
But then it's the whole hand would be, you would come out on stage. We're not giving you the golden finger. We're giving you the golden handoff, the whole hand.
Now, Nick, you have written an updated version to this book. Why did you do the update? What's the difference between the first version and the second version?
Do tell.
Yeah, so one of the biggest hurdles I had in convincing people to work with me was that they didn't want to quit or retire completely from real estate. They wanted to keep working part-time, or they wanted to keep working with some of their clients. And I didn't really have a way to connect with them.
Yeah.
And so the second edition is the one with the blue and white cover,
Mm-hmm.
is all about what I call partial handoffs. And so that's what anyone who is thinking of slowing down, or they want to live, part-time in Hawaii or part-time in California or part-time wherever, it allows them to connect with another broker or team that is really active in growing the business, and to do what they want, when they want, with the clients they want, but not lose out on all the other business and all the other relationships that they have. And so that's why I wrote this new edition. It has a whole new section on partial handoffs. And I also did a whole section of interviews with people on how they've implemented that. And it was really fascinating to learn from other agents and teams and brokerages on how they've taken the idea and made it work for them.
I think what I like about your book, because we bought, because I don't know how, we've had you on the show before. How long has it been? I know it was before COVID.
Yeah, it's been a couple years.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of copies of your first edition, and then we ordered a bunch of copies of the new edition.
Yeah.
And we're excited to implement some of these new concepts that you've addressed. Yeah.
So in my car, we have a list for our agents. It's called the Junk in Your Trunk. And then on that list, I put stuff in there because, have you heard the term RDR? It stands for Realtors Don't Read. So I put some little red herring things on the list there, like daddy butter, ankle grease, head removal kit, just to see if they're reading it. But on a serious note, what I have in my car, and I'm visualizing it right now, a copy of your book is sitting in my car.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a fire extinguisher, first aid kit, workout clothes, and a copy of your book in case I'm working out at the gym, or I got to put somebody's car fire out, or I run into a retiring agent. And so I got that book.
Or a semi-retiring agent, right? Because, who wouldn't want to live in Hawaii part-time and then maybe experience like the snow and have, part-time like skiing, and then they're at the beach. Yeah. Right.
So talk about in the book, because you have. Yeah,
I was in Portland, Oregon for almost 20 years.
And, in the.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So tell us more about the book. What can people expect to be in the book? Tell us a little bit more.
So for anyone that's in real estate, and I would say any other service industry, the relationships you have a ton of value. And especially in real estate, there hasn't been a way for people to really access that value, because what it takes is it takes another realtor like the Lally team who's going to do the work and meet with the clients and send them the newsletters and have the events and build those relationships that like you've spent your time building in the future. And so, this is something that is really common with, your dentist doesn't just disappear. There's a new dentist and they eventually take over. And there's a lot of other industries where succession planning is really part of the business, but it hasn't been a part of real estate. And so this book is a very simple, proven, repeatable way for agents who want to slow down, who want to change careers, who want to relocate, to connect with an agent that's growing their business and still wants to engage with clients and take care of them, and to help grow the business and also get referral income from all the deals your clients do with their new agent. So it's a way to get to retirement sooner, make sure your clients are cared for, and for people growing their business like you guys, a way to grow even faster by referral.
And it's a step by step. You really make it very simple. Like you got the retiring agent and then the receiving agent, right?
Yes.
And everyone does their part, right?
Yeah, everyone does their part. And again, like you said, it was kind of wild that this didn't exist before I started doing this, and then eventually wrote the book, which it came out 10 years ago now, which is wild, just this October. And it kind of blew my mind that there wasn't a model for me to follow. But for anyone that hasn't read the book or isn't clear on it, it isn't complicated. It's basically the same thing as a referral agreement. It's just for a lot more people, and everyone in real estate understands referral agreements. And so I use that as the framework because I think that's the fairest way to do it and the easiest way. and it's worked for thousands of people, and tens of thousands of people have read the book. So I'm really happy that you guys are sharing it with people, and a lot of folks out there have used it to help them in their life and in their business.
Yeah, I think it's important for people to manage the expectations when doing something like this, because you don't want to intentionally or unintentionally mess up someone's reputation, and then they regret getting into that business relationship with you. Speaking of a business relationship with you, we want to segue a little bit to another book that you've written. Adrienne, tell them the title.
Change Your Own Diaper.
What's that about? Change Your Own Diaper.
What is this, Nick?
I'm so glad you guys asked me about this. So I've written more than one book, and this book started out as a joke actually at a company brunch that I hosted. So I do a Christmas brunch like the week before the holiday, and one year one of our agents was very pregnant, about to give birth to their first child, and so everyone at the table started kind of giving advice on how to be a new parent. And half the team had kids, and so there was a lot of really good, thoughtful, helpful advice. And then it got to me, and the joke of the whole book is that I don't have kids. And so Change Your Own Diaper is basically advice from a bachelor on how to raise your kids without screwing up. And it's a satire. It's meant to be funny. The whole point is I don't really know what I'm talking about. And it started kind of as a joke at that brunch, and I just kept, every time I thought about it, it made me laugh, and I just started asking my friends, what's the funniest thing about being a parent, or tell me a funny story of raising your kids. And I just got all this amazing, funny stories from friends, and I ended up writing the book. It came out a couple years ago, so that's a fun one if you need a good Christmas present or a baby shower gift. That's kind of what it's perfect for.
Yeah, I think it's like one of those books. It's like if you go on Amazon and you bought like like all parents know about this book, or people get pregnant, what to expect when you're inspecting. I would say like maybe the algorithm is going to say, and people have also bought How to Change Your Own Diaper.
Yes.
Yeah, so when you're falling asleep trying to remember how to do parenting right, it's something to maybe make you laugh and give you a little break from the nonstop action of being a parent.
So Nick, you've met with many professionals throughout your career. What qualities do you believe help someone succeed long-term in business and in life?
I think the secret is kind of in the question. You said long-term. So I think if you have a long-term perspective on a business that grows with your clients, I'm sure you guys have experienced this. I have relationships that have lasted 20 years from people where we all started our businesses at the same time in very different worlds and industries. Some of them related to real estate, some of them completely separate. And I think if you try to provide value and you're there for your clients before, during, and after they, have a transaction where they buy or sell or invest, I think you can do incredibly well. I think too, put everyone in your database, stay in touch. Life is a lot about timing. And so if you can be there when your people need you, whether that's your friends, your family, your clients, it takes a bit of intentionality to be consistent with communicating value, meaning you're in real estate. So talk about the real estate market, talk about changes in the market of housing, but also changes in mortgages, changes in insurance, changes in construction, changes in code and zoning. There's so many things that affect anyone who owns real estate. And so the more you're a professional in that, I think the more success you're going to have. And just always do right by your clients. I can't tell you how many clients I have that trust me completely because I talked them out of doing something that they were wanting to do because I knew it was going to be a mistake, or I thought their numbers were wrong, or I gave them time to reconsider. So it isn't always about just pushing someone into a deal. It's about making sure it's the right thing for them. Yeah,
it's that fiduciary responsibility that we have. It's part of our code of ethics. It's a big $1.50 word, but are we authentic and genuine as persons, really thinking about the best interests of the other person in front of us? And so, I wanted to add that you don't want to be that like divorce attorney that I think there's a comedian named Ron Wright, and he just went World War III. It was like a terrible experience with his ex's divorce attorney, and then he called the office to return, check on some things with the wife's divorce attorney, and then the guy's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, but so and so passed away." And then he called right back again, and then he said, "Oh yeah, I'm calling for so and so." And then the person says, "Oh, I'm so sorry, you passed away." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I just wanted to confirm that." So we don't want to be that realtor.
No.
We don't want to be that realtor that had that terrible relationship. And a lot of times it's like I think you said it, but I'm going to repeat it. I'll give you the credit on it, is that, when have you ever gone to a realtor's retirement party? Never. You're more likely to go to a realtor's funeral than a retirement party, because they weren't intentional in keeping track of their database and finding and having a game plan, reading your book and coming up with a game plan to still generate some income off of all those relationships they developed over many, many, many years. So thank you for coming out with the game plan.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Nick. I have one more question.
We have one more question
before we wrap up the show.
Well, thank you guys for sharing it and implementing it.
Yes, we're excited. Yeah. We're excited to have this tool and to be able to use it as a resource as we are having conversations and we want to be helpful and connect with our the agents that are in our community. Yeah. But this one has nothing to do with either of these books. We're just curious about this living on a sailboat.
Living on a sailboat.
Yes.
What was that? Why did you live on a sailboat? And
what did it teach you?
Did you have a lot of interesting conversations with yourself? What was that about?
I certainly did. Yeah, it was a much more romantic idea than a reality. I have to blame my maternal grandfather and grandmother, because when they retired, they sold everything they owned and bought a sailboat. And they sailed from England through France and lived in the Mediterranean. So I grew up with all these amazing stories of living on a boat. Mm-hmm. My version of it was a much smaller boat in the Berkeley Marina in California. Yeah. And I did it in the winter, which was the wrong time of year to do it. So pick your season well. I recommend sometime sunny. But I look back on that fondly still. It was enough room for a laptop, a guitar, and some clothes. And I think everyone thought it was the coolest idea. Yeah. I actually sailed the boat. I didn't just sit there in it. I actually went out and sailed in the bay. But it was a fun phase of my life. Mm-hmm. And if I do it again, I'll do it on a much bigger boat. Yeah.
And during much nicer weather.
I'm saying, there's an old wise saying, you're
maybe in Hawaii.
Yeah, you're not living life unless when you get up in the morning, you can see your breath in your room, and because it's cold. But that will be our invitation to you. Come live on a boat in Hawaii.
How long were you on this boat for, Nick?
I think it was about, I can't remember really clearly, 2 to 4 months. Yeah. It wasn't a weekend. Yeah. I definitely didn't have an apartment. So it was like my only spot. I think the mail was going to my parents' house. It was also, I recommend doing crazy things like that when you're in your 20s and you're not as used to being comfortable. Yeah. I'm a little spoiled by comfort at this point to want to do that again.
All right, you gotta. If there's,
well, we've got a couple minutes. Is there anything more that you want to share with our listeners or our viewers today before we wrap things up?
Yeah, I think, whatever industry you're in, especially if you're in real estate, take the time to read the Golden Handoff and find a way to implement it, because whether you're listening to this and you're thinking, well, I'm not going to retire for 5 or 10 or 20 years, there's still a lot of lessons in it on how to build your database correctly, how to stay in touch with your people, kind of how to lead with value so that you maintain those relationships, because it is hard in real estate, because our clients work with us once every 10 years, mm-hmm. basically, versus insurance gets renewed multiple times a year if you have multiple policies, and you go to your dentist a couple times a year. And it's an interesting, unique business that way. But you can provide value, just like Team Lally Teams does a great job providing value throughout the year. Whether people are going to buy or sell that year isn't the main thing. It's just staying and connected and building those relationships for the long term. And I think that, I was given advice to work by referral and to really take care of people. And that was just fantastic advice to get early in my career. And I think that applies to everything, all your relationships. It makes life so much better and sweeter and easier if you get to spend your time and work with people that you know and trust.
Yeah.
So I think if you can take that as a takeaway today, I think you'll be time well spent, and it'll help you kind of point your compass in the right direction.
Yeah.
I would say that for any industry, like this book would be helpful, not just for real estate. You can, kind of shift the words, and it would apply to insurance, the dentist, like other relationship type businesses that we see all around our community.
I disagree. I think this would only work for businesses where you have customers and you have a product or service. That's all businesses.
Yes. Yeah. So any business, you just change the verbiage around a little bit, and it would apply to really any business.
Yeah.
And I think a part of your business planning, even when you're starting the business, you have to have like, what's the exit strategy? And so this golden handoff is part of that exit strategy planning.
Yes.
Even if you don't plan to be retiring for many, many years, you want to think with the end in mind and set your business up for success for when you are ready to retire.
Well, we'll speak it into your life. We're looking forward to you being on Good Morning America and USA, the cover of USA Today, talking about your book, Change Your Own Diaper.
And the Golden
Handoff.
Well, Nick.
Well, thanks for spreading the word.
Yeah. Is there a website that our listeners can go to direct order, or do they just go onto Amazon as the best spot to get the books?
You can get both books on Amazon, but go to goldenhandoff.com. And if you scroll down and put your email in, you'll get copies of the contract scripts, dialogues, marketing pieces from the book. You can download them to your computer and use them today without having to try to redo it all. So I wanted to make that easy for you, and that's you can get that at goldenhandoff.com.
Goldenhandoff.com, goldenhandoff.com. And if you don't know how to spell goldenhandoff.com, what the heck? No, it's goldenhandoff.com.
Thank you, Nick, for coming back. And it was so nice to see you again. And hopefully we'll see you again at another mastermind here.
Yes.
Yeah, great to meet you guys in person finally. And thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. It's been fun.
Okay, aloha.
Aloha.
Bye, Nick.
Aloha.
All right. So I think that we're going to be wrapping things up and thanking our sponsors. So thank you for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
We have Jody and Derek of Pacific Rim Mortgage.
Bradley with Allstate Insurance.
Kenji with Pillar to Post Home Inspections.
John with Kilauea Pest Control.
Duke with Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Robinson Fine Line Paintworks.
Amphy with Estate Planning Group.
Jason Wu, Attorney at Law.
Rhino with Hawaii Unified.
Janice with Dreamhouse Drafting.
Fabio with Hawaii Water Damage Restoration.
Kyle with Impact Wealth.
Brian with Cleanscape.
Benji of Hawaii Referral Agent.
Danny with DHA Financial.
Joseph
Mortgage.
of Keymasters Locksmith of Hawaii.
And finally, I'm running out of my breath. Christopher with Falcon Services. If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, all you got to do is go to teamlally.com.
We also want to give a big thank you to Sheen, our video producer.
Chee-hoo.
Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have an awesome guest talking about something that'll change your life.
Forever. This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price in our time frame, we'll have it bought for cash. Thanks and aloha.